ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखावतांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण। So we welcome all of you, and next week on 15th of January, so sometime it is 14th, sometime it is 15th, it shifts. If you see, the year is not exactly 365 days. That is how you get leap year and all this calculation, because it's not exact. So there's a shift. So Makar Sankranti, people think it's always 14th of January because many years it has been 14th of January. But from past few years, it has always been 15th because there's a shift. So we are celebrating Makar Sankranti on 15th of January. And now, in this auspicious month of January, what happens on Makar Sankranti? Technical meaning, Makar Sankranti is when sun is entering Makar. So there is Makar Rashi, Capricorn, and sun is entering. Sun and moon, they keep moving. The word Sankranti itself says that sun is entering. It is Makar Sankranti. It is not Makranti. It is not that Makar Rashi is moving. His sun is moving. If sun is moving, that means earth is stable. That is Vedic conclusion. Earth is stable and sun revolves in the upper half of the universe. So that is why sun travels from one zodiac sign to another. Like moon also travels. So there are 12 zodiac signs, 27 nakshatras. So there's some technical calculation. But sun moves, that is clear. So now when sun is entering this zodiac sign, that is also called Uttarayan. So Makar Sankranti, technically it's clear, it's called Uttarayan. Why Uttarayan? Because from this day, from Makar Sankranti, sun will start its journey towards north. Uttarayan. For 6 months, the sun will travel to north. And then Dakshinayan. For 6 months, sun will travel to the south. So it will go like this. So that is how 1 year the sun revolves. If sun is stable, stationary, if sun is stationary, as modern scientists declare, then these all concepts, these words are very clear. Uttarayan in the Vedic scriptures. So, here on this planet, Earth, you will see that the weather will start changing. Gradually the weather, because sun is moving towards north, that means the weather has to change. In the upper planetary systems, especially in heavenly planets, so Swargaloka, so there is Earth, Bhu, Bhuvar, Swaha. So there is above Earth, there is a planet of demons, Rakshasas, Asuras, Daityas, they stay there. And above there is a planet called Swargalok, where Indra as a king stays and his Praja stays there. And then Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok, Brahmalok, they are different category. So on this day, when we are celebrating Makar Sankranti, before that, let us understand the calculation of time. Because it is very important to understand how the time moves. Time is constantly moving. But how is it, calculated? So when we call 1 year, which is 1 solar year, that is 24 hours. That is calculated as 24 hours of demigods, the Devatas. It's 24 hours. So what is happening in Sankranti, Makar Sankranti, which is popularly known as Sankranti? There are many Sankrantis. But Makar Sankranti is even called Sankranti because other Sankrantis are not much celebrated. So, this is the time when sun rises in the planet of demigods. So, sunrise. Now is the time for them to wake up, all the demigods. And again, get involved with the activities. So, it's auspicious. Because if demigods wake up, when demigods wake up, they will conquer the demons. Now, both these forces, the demoniac forces and the forces coming from demigods, they both influence us. They both affect us. They have their own effect. Now, that is why it is celebrated, because demigods will now wake up and anything inauspicious will be taken away. So now someone will ask, does that mean that virus will go away? Because first time in India, it came in March 2020. Last year, second wave again came in March 2021. But this year it came early, came in winters itself. So it's not like that. Like we consider, oh, now everything inauspicious will go. I will have a lot of money. I will have a lot of freedom. I will get promotion. I will buy a new house, a new car. No, then every Sankranti, everyone will become rich. Auspicious means the situations are favorable to attain something higher. Can be material, can be spiritual, but something high. That's called Makar Sankranti. So Uttarayan. Now the sun is moving towards Uttar. Ayan means moving. So Uttarayan, moving towards north. The word itself, it very clearly says Uttarayan means sun is moving towards north. And these Western scientists, these modern scientists, they say sun is stationary. And we, I don't know, what do we call? We Indians have studied everything together. We are really intelligent people. It, just go back when you were in class 5, class 4, class 6, when you used to study solar system, sun is in the center and planets are moving. And in the other subject, we will learn about Uttarayan. We celebrate Makar Sankranti. So it looks very contradictory. So Indians know how to deal with contradictions. So this is about Uttarayan. Then many places in India, not only in India, it is celebrated even entire Southeast Asia. So different parts of Indian subcontinent, this festival is celebrated. Why? Because now the light is coming, ray of hope. The ray of hope. Now the morning, the dawn has come. It's the time to do something auspicious. When you wake up in the morning, you take bath, get ready, you do something which will be of very important in your life, which will be very important in your life. You don't just get along with your work. The people who meditate, the people who chant, people who do some spiritual activity, some reading of Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because this early morning is very auspicious. So similarly, this is the morning of demigods. So that is why it is celebrated here also, because for us also now the weather has changed. And auspiciousness, obviously, there's an impact on this planet also. So Makar Sankranti is celebrated in different states in India. And the big celebration. In many places, the big celebration. So in Karnataka, it is known as, either it is known as Makara Sankranti or Makara Sankramana. Same, Sankramana. Or, Sugi Habba, Kannada name. In Uttarakhand, and now I will not get into detail, but every state have their way to celebrate, more or less same, but they have to, basically it's a festival you enjoy, and there is some spiritual chanting of spiritual mantras, some kirtans, some dancing, not like the party dancing, more traditional dance. People distribute sweets, the Khichdi festival also it is called. So more or less similar festival. In Uttarakhand, it is known as Uttarayan or Makar Sankranti or Guguti. In Andhra Pradesh, Telangana or Madhya Pradesh, it is again known as Sankranti or Makar Sankranti or Makar Sankramana. So different names, in Kerala they say Makara Jyoti. Makara Jyoti. In Bihar, they say Til Sankranti. In Uttar Pradesh, they say Khichdi Festival. In Tamil Nadu, in Sri Lanka, in Singapore. In Singapore, in Malaysia also. Thai Pongal. It's known as Thai Pongal. Because in South also it is known as Pongal. This Pongal festival. And in North, Himachal, Haryana, Punjab, they call it Maghi. And Uttar Pradesh, as I said, Khichdi festival. Even in Pakistan, it is celebrated as Tiramuri. So you see, very similar. Tiramuri, Tira means till. So on this day, many people, rather it is said, we must eat, something related to till. What do you call it? Till. You understand what I'm saying? I forgot the exact word. So these are different variations and it is celebrated like that. So it's a very big celebration in India and other countries. Yeah, sesame seeds. We call sesame seeds. Now so this is festival. Let us try to understand the deeper meaning of Makar Sankranti. On this day, or this starts harvest season. Now the harvest season will start, especially in the north. So harvest, there is deep meaning. Whatever we do in life, it will come back to us. So whatever you sow, that exactly you will reap the time to come. So this auspicious Makar Sankranti marks harvesting season. So we should understand that whatever we are doing as our karma, as our actions, it will have reactions. If you are doing something good, you don't have to worry if the result is not coming as per your time. I did good and I did something really good and I want result in 1 week or in 1 month. If you are doing good, the result will come. It may take some time. All over the world, now this virus is spreading. So what is this virus? This is the result of our karma. This is the combined result of combined actions of people all over the world. Or most of us. See, many of us, or maybe, take the population of the world, 7.5 billion. Not everyone is suffering because of virus. There's some people who are doing good. People who are into online business, they're doing good. They're happy. People who are into medical facilities, I don't know, but they might have good business. The Zoom. Zoom is not very new. At least 10 years back, I know I have used Zoom. But how it has, boomed now. The time has come and the name of Zoom should be changed to Boom. Everyone is in the room, but connected through the Zoom. So some people, they're enjoying, they're happy. So more or less, when we say, universal karma, that means more or less people are suffering. How it has come, nobody can calculate. Who did mistake? Every one of us. So every one of us must suffer. Or if you have done something good, then wait and watch. You will get benefits. Why do you think some people are rich, some people are poor? Some people are, beautiful, handsome. Some people are not so beautiful or not so handsome. Some people, they go for higher education. Some people don't even, get school education. Why? Because of the individual living beings' action. Another result has come. It may be of this life, previous life, or many previous lives. But it will come. So what should we do? What do we learn with this? We learn from this is before we act, before we do anything, any act, we must think twice. It is said, think twice before you act. And just by thinking, what will happen? Okay, I thought, I'm convinced. Okay, I thought another time, again I convinced. And I'll do wrong. If I don't have any knowledge, what is the use of my thinking? That's literal. So you should take guidance. From whom we should take guidance? From the Almighty, from the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The guidance from Him. Why? He is the creator. He has created, He has developed all the systems. All the hardwares and softwares is everything designed by Him. And everything is running smooth as per His desire. So you ask Him, if I have to go from point A to point B, how do I go? Like you have on your mobile Google Maps. And then you just type your destination, your origin, and it shows multiple options. But there will be one prominent option which Google will tell you, take this. But we think we know. Once we were traveling, maybe 15, 16 of us in a tempo traveler, 16-seater. So we're traveling from Nathdwara, coming back to via Udaipur, coming back to Gujarat, and then to Bombay. So we started from Nathdwara around afternoon, post lunch, and we thought we'll go through Google Map. Our devotee was driving. He thought we'll use Google Map and then we'll reach the highway after Udaipur and then we know. But then after some time he said, I know. So he was just moving and we came out of Nathdwara. And ideally, we should go on a highway. because long journey you are doing, you will go through highway. Why will I enter Udaipur city? Because Google Map is showing Udaipur city. Via Udaipur city you go. So everyone was surprised. But then everyone thought, why we'll not go? We'll take highway. Except one or two, everyone thought, let's take highway. We'll not go. So we just took highway and started, speeding up our vehicle. Lucky for us that there was a policeman, and after a few kilometers, he said, take a right, go through the city. It's afternoon time, there'll be no traffic. And there's some work going on the highway, and you see the traffic jam. Hundreds and thousands of trucks. This is for 15 kilometers. Udaipur city itself is less than 15 kilometers. He said, don't take this route. Go from inside. So what that Google Map is showing is true. Because that technology is there to understand if there is some problem, don't go that way. But we have our own nature. No, I'll go. I know it. I know. I don't need to ask anyone. This nature is not very intelligent. Any intelligent, sane person will not have this kind of nature saying that I know and I'll do it. He'll always seek guidance. So if you want to do something perfect in your life, big in your life, then you should ask the boss. Who's the boss? Krishna. Where he has mentioned what to do in life, what not to do in life. Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna got confused. He asked Krishna. Krishna guided him. And see, with the help of guidance of Krishna, what Arjuna could do, what could he achieve? So we also can get same guidance by reading Bhagavad Gita and following the instructions coming through Guru Parampara. Then whatever you do in life, it will only give you benefits. Because you are on a guided path. Obviously, there will be some hiccups, some traffic jams, some small things. But more or less, your journey will be smooth. So that is what we learn from harvesting. Then we see the sun is moving towards north. Or will start moving towards north. That means it will become brighter. That is how the weather changes. So from January 14, 15, Makar Sankranti, not exactly, but the things will start becoming warmer. In North India, it will take some time, but it will become, it will start becoming warmer. Then Feb, March, you see March, then April. So people in North India, April has come, so the weather is so burning. It's not only warm, it's burning. Then May, then June, then July. Then it gradually from Again, July onwards, July, August onwards, starts moving Dakshinayana. So we are moving towards light. Sun is becoming brighter. That means there is a lot of light on this planet. So in Vedas it is said, Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya, Asatoma, Sadgamaya. So from darkness, we should move towards light. Again, our life, when we are living our life in ignorance or without any guidance, it will be in the darkness. Darkness means what? Like driving a car. Imagine now what is situation in Himachal and Kashmir where it's snowing heavily. If you're driving a car and it's night, driving through forest, how thick the fog would be. How difficult the driving would be. There might be accidents. There might be traffic jams. Recently, a few days back in Pakistan, north of Pakistan, there was heavy snow. An hour distance away, 1 hour away from Islamabad, heavy snow. More than thousands. Cars are stuck. And trees are falling. So windy, they cannot come out of the car. But trees are falling, they cannot stay inside the car. So people are dying. So when there is darkness, there is ignorance, it's difficult to move ahead. So this also shows that we should go along with the sun. Here sun is teaching something, we should go and get some light. Light means knowledge. If the same fog you're driving in Himachal, in the daytime, it will be different. Even though fog would be there. But still. But when the sun will become bright, all the fog will dissipate. So in our life, what we want is knowledge. Again, we discussed about with the harvest point. If we have knowledge, then we can take the steps perfectly in our life, and the reaction which will come, because every action has equal and opposite reaction. So the reaction which will come, which will be beneficial. That will be beneficial. Also, because Makar Sankranti is about sun, some 4 or 5 years ago, there was one Japanese scientist got a Nobel Prize. Why? What for that Japanese scientist got Nobel Prize? He came up with the theory that our life should proceed along with the sun. The harmonize. We should harmonize our life with sun. What does it mean? When there is sun is about to rise, we should rise. We should rise little before sunrise, and we should sleep, wind up our activity along with sunset. We should wind up our activity along with sunset, and gradually, in some time, we should sleep. Now, someone will say, but how will we manage? See, now we are able to work in the night because of the light, artificial. But how much impact it has on our body? How many of you can say your body is perfectly fine? Because Krishna has created system. I told you, hardware and the softwares. So the software should have, sync. So our body is being made to work along with sun. So much implications, of health. Not only physical health, but it has a lot of implication on our mental health, on our mental well-being. So people are talking about these holistic well-being. But how can you work on holistic well-being when you are awake in the night, late nights, or night outs, or parties, and you're sleeping in the daytime? The body and mind has to sync with the solar movement. Then you don't need to worry about. Nowadays, practically everyone has to go to doctor very frequently. Just go out. I was observing, a few months ago. I was just, walking in the evening time. I was walking, chanting my rounds. Not in Bombay. Bombay is not the place where you can just walk. Some other city, I don't remember exactly. And you see both the sides of the road, there are shops everywhere. Go and find out and count how many medical stores are there. Everywhere medical stores. Everywhere medical stores. Another thing you will find is, food courts. So you eat wrong thing at wrong time, and then medicine shop is available 24/7. There are medical stores, day-night medical stores. Because they know you will eat something wrong, or you will not be able to fall asleep. Why do we need so many medical stores? Nobody is bothered about it. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is thinking about it. We are looking for cure, but then we say prevention is better than cure. How come our lifestyle has changed so much that there are so many medical shops, so many hospitals? Next time, whenever you go out of your house, please see how many medical shops are there, how many hospitals are there. That's not something, it should not give a great feeling. Oh, India has so many doctors. That means India has so many patients. There's a sad side of the story nobody talks about. Yes, India has so many doctors, but so many more patients. Every doctor is full. It's very sad. Why do we need a doctor? There's something wrong. Now, you ask any teenager or anyone who's like even 10 years, 11 years. For them, You need doctor, you need medicines. Without that, you cannot survive. You ask anyone who's like 70 years plus, especially in the smaller town, they hardly eat medicine. They have hardly eaten medicine in their whole life. Anyone of you whose age is beyond 40, you haven't seen so many medicine shops when you were a teenager. So let us, sync our life with the movement of sun. That also we learn from Makar Sankranti. Also on this auspicious day, Shri Krishna, who came as Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. So both Radha and Krishna, they combined to become one form as Shri Krishna Chaitanya, and he took sannyas on this day of Makar Sankranti. Very important. Why? He took sannyas, left his young wife. He was 24 years old. His wife was 16 years old. And a widow mother. He left them. It takes heart to do that. Obviously, he's Krishna himself. But he's giving us a lesson. How many of us will leave our widow mother behind? It's not for everyone. Only few people can reach there. So he left his widow mother and a 16-year-old wife and took sannyas. What for? So that we can become devotees. So that we can go back home, back to Godhead. So that we should not suffer in this material world. We should not rot in this material world. We should go back. He took sannyas for us. So this day also marks the day of sacrifice. The day of sacrifice. He sacrificed for us. And our acharyas have sacrificed for us. So if I cannot sacrifice, can I show some gratitude and follow what he wants me to do? Another important event took place on this day around 5,000 years ago. Bhishma Dev left his body. Bhishma Dev had got this boon, Chamrityu. If he does not desire, nobody can kill him. So on this day, after giving 50 days of instructions to Yudhishthir, he prayed to Krishna that now I want to leave this world and go back and join you in your eternal service. So Krishna says, okay, you can go now. You've done a lot of services here. So he's lying down and he requests Krishna to please show me your four-handed Narayan form. So Krishna is standing in front of him and shows this four-handed Narayan form, taking darshan of the beautiful form and praying, chanting the names of Krishna, with the eyes seeing the beautiful form of Krishna, with hands folded, with ears hearing the names of Krishna. Bhishma left this world to become immortal in that immortal world. So that also happened on this day. So Bhishma's death teaches us about how to live a successful life and how to die successful. So you would have heard art of living, but this is called art of dying. So Bhishma is teaching us how to live your life and how to die. What a life, amazing life. But do you think it was smooth? Even though he was living in the kingdom, was it smooth? No. So painful. More than physical, there was emotional trauma. Time and again, there was emotional pressure, emotional turmoil, so much pain. Time and again, and he had to tolerate. So when you tolerate all this in service of Krishna, then you get this opportunity to die while Krishna giving you darshan. So we can learn. So we can take guidance from Prabhupada through his books and live a life. And Prabhupada has assured, if you live a life as I'm telling you, Krishna will personally take you back. So don't think Krishna won't come now. Krishna is here everywhere. He has to just manifest. It depends on your consciousness. If your consciousness becomes pure, then you can see the pure Krishna. Otherwise, your frequency will not match. No? If you want to, in this Zoom, there's a link. If you just change the last digit of the link, so many, the link has so many alphabets and alphanumero, whatever, codes. You change, you cannot connect it. So to connect and come on this Zoom platform, you need exact Zoom link. So we need to increase our purity so that we can connect with the supreme, pure personality, Sri Krishna. So let us take inspiration from Bhishma's life and try to follow his footsteps. So this is about Makar Sankranti. There is much more, but we don't have time. So we'll stop here. If anyone has any questions, we can take.
Hare Krishna, if anybody has any question, you can kindly raise your hands or you can send your questions in the chat box also.